forward.
So one of the provisions that I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the provisions I understand you like is the one that allows states to opt out of different Obamacare provisions, such as, for example, what's called EHBs, or essential health benefits. That is a standard imposed by Obamacare that all insurance companies have to provide 10 different things, including maternity care, drug treatment care, etc. You like that, right? You want Ohio to be able to decide whether or not it wants to opt in or opt out of EHBs, essential health benefits.
Well, the one thing I know is the one-size-fits-all mentality in Washington doesn't work. Remember, this is a waiver. This is an opportunity for states to ask for a waiver. But when they ask for a waiver, they have to meet a whole bunch of requirements, and they have to make sure there's a safety net or the pool available. So, again, do I like getting the government closer to the people? Absolutely. I believe as close as you get to people, the better the product is, and that's why I believe it's great to allow governors to have that ability to waiver. Remember, that doesn't mean they're going to take the waiver, and they still have to go through a long process of getting the waiver, and they have to meet certain requirements. So do I like it? Yes, I like any time we give some flexibility for governors to have an opportunity to make a difference for the people they serve and they're closest to.
Do you want Ohio to seek a waiver so that insurance companies in your state are no longer required to provide essential health benefits?
Well, what I want to do is make sure that the government, look, we can't continue under this basis either. I'm on the budget committee. I can tell you the budget numbers don't look very bright for the future. The best way of doing this is get it back into the state hands. Do I
right.
think?
And when it goes to Ohio's hands, do you want Ohio to opt out of the EHB requirement?
Well, what I would do is I would meet with the insurance industry, make sure where we're at with this. I believe that as a governor, I'm going to make sure that the safety net is taken care of, that we're going to make sure the pre-existing conditions are still taken care of. That doesn't mean when you opt out you eliminate some of this stuff, but at the same time, I want to bring costs down, and I want to work toward getting costs down.
Well,
I'm in a pretty interesting position because I'm also running for governor.
Right,
as well,
no, I know, and that's why I'm surprised why you haven't said whether or not you think Ohio should opt out of the EHBs, because you are actually running to be one of the governors you're talking about. It seems like you want this option. You think states should be able to do this. So what would you do as governor?
Well, I think what I would do is look, again, I'm not governor today. I have to look at those options and those positions. I want to make sure that people are covered. I want to make sure that there's opportunity. As governor, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to look and decide whether it's best to waiver. I'm concerned that the waiver, the way to get a waiver is very difficult. I don't know if Ohio will even be able to qualify to get it done, but I would look at it. And again, more that I can take back in Ohio and the more I can get away from the federal government, the more I'm going to want to do. The closer, again, we can get government to the people, the better off we're going to be.
Do you want Ohio to opt out of the requirement that all individuals in Ohio with pre-existing conditions have to be allowed to get insurance, that insurance companies cannot discriminate against them, or do you want them to be able to opt out of that?
Well, see, that's not the waiver is not that. The waiver is an opportunity for states to look at costs and to better take care of the citizens of their state. If a governor decides to do that, that does not mean people lose their pre-existing condition. What that means is the governor has to make sure people continue to have continuous coverage, and at the same time design a program that makes sure that the people are taken care of and protected. Again, we can continue to run down this path we're doing today. The federal government cannot continue to spend the money it's spending. States are going to have to do this anyway. In the long run, I think we need to take a look at the options, and as governor, that's exactly what I would do.
So you think that the options should be there, but you're not willing to say one way or another, even though you're running for governor, that you want to pursue any of those options?
Well, no, as a governor, I would want to take as much back to the state as I can. So I'm telling you that as a governor, I would want to pursue what's in the best interest of the people of the state of Ohio. And you're asking me a question today is, well, would you do that right now? Well, again, what I think I would do is I would try and get as much as I can back to the state. I would look at the options to make sure we're taking care of people back in Ohio and that people aren't losing coverage and pre-existing conditions are still being met. If I can do that inside the waiver program, which I believe I can do, and still make sure I have a better product, you bet I'm going to do it.
All right, Congressman Jim Renacci, thank you so much. Appreciate your time, sir.